I didn't know what to expect when it came to this mourning process. I found actually it's got harder as it's got on, rather than easier. And I think part of it is today on day 30 of the Shloshim, there is definitely this sort of confusion. It's quite heavy. And one thing I'd never really understood, I think, was the mitzvah of being menachem of Elim, like really actually comforting the mourners. Despite having gone to many shivas and many levayas over the years, I'd never been in the chair. And actually being in the chair is completely different. And suddenly seeing the amount of love from community and actually the deep comfort, Rav Shmuel and Rav Harris and Arlene coming along to the levaya, and Rav Martin and Jill coming over, and Adam reaching out, and so many of the community really reaching out. Thinking about my father, Binyamin ben Meir, Barry Freed, one thing which really has come out more and more and more through the stories that we hear is his absolute kindness and his absolute care. And I'm not going to do a whole biography, but just to mention a couple of things. I mean, his career began as a performer, professional entertainer, touring the country, working butlers, guitarist, singer. May not be surprising to hear that bit of the DNA. In the rag trade, working in women's garments factories, and then insurance and helping people with mortgages and finance. And this is the bit I didn't expect to hear. The amount of chesed that happened through that. I didn't realise through doing so many of my friends' mortgages, he knew their lives better than I do, having seen their bank statements. And then telling me how they felt parented by him. And then this week's part through that being guided through those life moments. And this week's Parsha, Mishpatim, which really goes through the laws of society and courts and so forth. One thing he did during retirement was he used to go to St Albans County Court, or criminal courts, and help witnesses, not a witness protection program, but kind of a witness counselling. When people would come in the morning to go for a criminal case, he'd spend time with them, just easing them in, and kind of like a rabbinic role. And through this kindness and shepherding them through, and he had to give it up when his lung disease really kicked into place. And the last thing I'll mention is, I'm kind of building this whole idea of, or just thinking about my dad as like the secret rabbi, or like this chassid, like the stories that are coming out, and also the understanding. He wrote his own eulogy, which I delivered at Bushy Cemetery. And the last paragraph of his eulogy, he was talking about saying Kaddish. And he said he thinks Kaddish should be said slowly and with meaning, not rushed through. And if the whole service lasts a minute longer, so be it, people can wait. And when I later found this Gemara, and Rav Shmuel, maybe you can just sort of tell me the exact Hebrew.
For the Mishnah,
I'm throwing you, which is when it says Kaddish Yehesh Merabah, when you say God's name is great, with meaning, it wipes away 70 years of sins. That's the gist of it, I think. This shivim. So it really, saying this Kaddish, this unification, really clears so much. So as a result, I'm saying it a lot more slowly, and just the impact of that one Torah teaching. Those were his last words on earth, albeit the ones that I read out. Say this prayer with meaning. He did say one sentence after that, which was, there's no need to clap, because I can't stand up and take a bow. But nonetheless, so Binyamin ben Meir, may my father's soul be elevated, and thank you all, and
Amen.
Shkoyach.
Very nice.